An astonishing woman, an eccentric woman, I'm so afraid of her I can hardly sleep. And what a carriage, white horses, that's chic, that's precisely what the French call chic. Who from? By God, I sinned, I thought the other day it was Yevgeny Pavlik. But it turns out that it can't be, and if it can't be, then why does she want to upset things? That's the puzzle. In order to keep Yevgeny Pavlik for herself? But I repeat to you, cross my heart, that he's not acquainted with her, and those promissory notes are a fiction. And what impudence to shout dear to him across the street. Sheer conspiracy. It's clear that we must reject it with contempt and double our respect for Yevgeny Pavlik. That is what I told Lizaveta Prokofyevna. Now I'll tell you my most intimate thought. I'm stubbornly convinced that she's doing it to take personal revenge on me, remember, for former things, though I was never in any way guilty before her. I blush at the very recollection. Now she has reappeared again, and I thought she had vanished completely. Where's this Rogozhin sitting, pray tell? I thought she had long been Mrs. Rogozhin. In short, the man was greatly bewildered. During the whole nearly hour-long trip he talked alone, asked questions, answered them himself, pressed the prince's hand, and convinced him of at least this one thing, that he had never thought of suspecting him of anything. For the prince that was important. He ended by telling about Yevgeny Pavlik's uncle, the head of some office in Petersburg, a prominent fellow, 70 years old, a viveur, a gastronome, and generally a whimsical old codger, ha, ha. I know he heard about Nastasia Filipovna and even sought after her. I called on him yesterday, he didn't receive me, was unwell, but he's rich, rich and important, and, God grant him a long life, but all the same Yevgeny Pavlik will get everything, yes, yes, but even so I'm afraid. I don't know why, but I'm afraid. As if something's hovering in the air, trouble flitting about like a bat, and I'm afraid, afraid. And finally, only after 3 days, as we have already written above, came the formal reconciliation of the Epanchins with Prince Lev Nikolaevich. It was 7 o'clock in the evening, the prince was about to go to the park. Suddenly Lizaveta Prokofyevna came to him on the terrace alone. "First, don't you dare think," she began, "that I've come to ask your forgiveness. Nonsense. You're to blame all around." The prince was silent. "Are you to blame or not?" "As much as you are. However, neither I, nor you, neither of us is to blame for anything deliberate. Two days ago I thought I was to blame, but now I've decided that it's not so." "So that's how you are. Well, all right. Listen then and sit down, because I have no intention of standing." They both sat down. "Second, not a word about those spiteful brats. I'll sit and talk with you for 10 minutes, I've come to you with an inquiry, and you thought for God knows what? And if you utter so much as a single word about those impudent brats, I'll get up and leave, and break with you altogether." "Very well," replied the prince. "Kindly allow me to ask you, about 2.5 months ago, around Easter time, did you send Aglaya a letter?" "Why, yes." "With what purpose? What was in the letter?" "Show me the letter." Lizaveta Prokofyevna's eyes were burning, she was almost shaking with impatience. "I don't have the letter." The prince was terribly surprised and grew timid. "If it still exists, Aglaya Ivanovna has it." "Don't dodge. What did you write about?" "I'm not dodging, and I'm not afraid of anything. I see no reason why I shouldn't write." "Quiet. You can talk later. What was in the letter? Why are you blushing?" The prince reflected. "I don't know what you're thinking, Lizaveta Prokofyevna.